Hey, Storytime friends! It's Mr. Daniel and Lemon the Reading Bear back again for another virtual story time. Now, I thought, since we had so much fun last week with a story I wrote called Super Dark, I would look back and see what other old stories I'd written that I'd forgotten about. And I found one that I thought might be fun called The Dragon. But, unlike Super Dark, which has really amazing artwork, like some of the best drawings ever, the dragon is not as good. So I thought, what's another way that I can tell this story? And I thought of something that I'd seen on YouTube, where people would use a whiteboard and a whiteboard marker, and they would draw out the story of their lives. So I thought I would try that with this story, called The Baby Dragon. Now, there's only one half of it done, because it took a lot longer to make than I thought it would, but I had a ton of fun doing it, so it was totally worth it. So, without further ado, here is part 1 of The Baby Dragon, and I will put out part 2 probably next Thursday for the next virtual story time. Here we go. Once upon a time, on a misty mountaintop, a family of dragons built a nest. The mother, a long snake-like dragon, and the father, a mighty winged dragon, had 4 beautiful eggs that were just getting ready to hatch. Inside the nest, the 4 eggs, one with polka dots, one with stripes, one with squiggles, and one with a swirl, began to crack open. Out of the eggs popped 1 baby dragon. Pop. 2 baby dragons. Pop. 3 baby dragons. But the 4th egg wasn't quite ready to hatch. The mother watched lovingly over the unhatched egg, while the father watched lovingly over the 3 baby boys. They were growing fast and were hungry, so he fed them some food. The mother, knowing the last baby would be hungry after hatching, set some food aside. The 3 growing boys, Stripe, Squiggle, and Swirl, were so excited for their new brother or sister to hatch that they watched over the egg for their mother. Then, storm clouds blew over the mountains, and it started to rain. It rained so heavily that, to the brothers' shock, it swept away the egg, the nest, and the food. The rain fed a river, which swept the egg downstream to a valley in a forest. There, among all the trees, the polka dot egg finally began to hatch. Pop! The 4th baby dragon. She was happy to have finally hatched, and looked at the beautiful world around her. As she got out of her egg, she realized she was hungry. Luckily, the food her mother had saved was right next to the nest. The baby dragon ate excitedly, gobbling up every last bite. Yum! Then she noticed her stomach was rumbling. All of a sudden, poof! She changed. She grew legs. Wow! And she loved them. The baby dragon took the bow and put it on her head. She decided to call herself Dot. Dot could see a misty mountaintop in the distance, and somehow knew that was her home. She decided she would do whatever it took to get back to her home and her family.